Admiral Chase, I'm going to roll it up to you. Again, Ron just sort of top lined the massive capability and industrial scale that he's working at. So are you. And there's no question about that, DODIN being all over the globe. Why don't you give us an example, highlight a specific program that you'd like to touch on?
Sure. I alluded to the risk part, but one of the key roles that JFHQ DODIN plays is that of triaging cyber maintenance. And I use that term deliberately. It can sometimes be called cyber hygiene, but I think that gets to a different culture problem, which I'll get back to later in the program, I hope. But this triaging of cyber maintenance is our approach to risk, right? So as we looked at the threat and we looked at the vulnerability, the power of partnerships here is absolutely key. Given the scale and complexity we're talking about, understanding the threat vector to start with, so we get a significant amount of help there from Cyber Command, NSA, the broader IC, and increasingly the commercial space. Because if we can get that down to the lowest unclassified level, on one hand, we may need nation-level attribution or specifics that we might get from the IC. But in the field, what our cyber operators, secure and defend folks actually need is just tell me what the next step is and how do I break that chain that will stop bad things from happening to my unit. So commercial and threat intelligence offers us a way to get that down without the more highly classified pieces. So that what we've spent a lot of time doing to get after some of the risk is playbooks to break the vulnerability chain based on specific threats that we're getting from all the partners across the intelligence community as well as commercial. Partnerships have been significant in terms of what's the likelihood of these happening, understanding that diverse and complex mission space that we have and even our national partners might have. The partnerships that we have with services like we're talking about with the Army, understanding where they're coming from, what is their biggest concern. And then as we get toward the mission owners, typically our combatant commands and national partners, that gets especially important to make sure we understand what the impact of certain things are, and it helps prioritize our triage. So this approach across the board and partner engagement enables speed and exponentially decreases risk and helps reduce all the response time that might be necessary from an actual incident.